Hello everyone, I am Girija Surve, working as Technical Marketing Executive at Lipids. Today I am going to speak about the role of lecithins and phospholipids in cosmetics. So let us first understand the basics. Our body is made up of organs, organs are made up of tissues, and tissues in turn made up of cells. So every cell is surrounded by a cell membrane. If we amplify the small portion of a cell membrane, then we see that it consists of a lipid bilayer, which are nothing but called phospholipids. So phospholipids are lipids composed of phosphate group and two fatty acid chains attached to the glycerol backbone. So what we can conclude is phospholipids are key components of all cell membranes, and thus they are essential lipids of all biological membranes. Now, phospholipids are obtained from natural sources. VAV offers soya and sunflower lecithin, which are plant derivatives, and egg phospholipids and milk lipids, which are obtained from animal sources. Now, why to use lecithin? So, in this new age of internet, consumers clearly care about sustainability, demonstrating a commitment to the environment. Sustainable products are products which are either sustainably sourced, manufactured or processed, and provide environmental, social and economic benefits in a long run while protecting the public health and the environment throughout their whole life cycle, from the extraction of raw materials up to their final disposal. And good news is lecithins and phospholipids is one of them. Lecithin is manufactured with green chemistry principles. So from the start of extraction, they are extracted by an ecological friendly process. They are manufactured with zero discharge. They are biocompatible, non-toxic elements. Lecithins does not bioaccumulate, which means it does not persist in the environment or build up in the food chain, thus reducing the long-term environmental impact. They absolutely causes no beauty pollution, which means they can be safely used in various cleansing products such as face wash, body wash, etc. When we use these cleansing products with synthetic ingredients and when these products are washed off, they will enter into the big water sources, causing water pollution and affecting the aquatic life and human health. But lecithin is exception to this. We can safely use lecithins in various cleansing products and they are not going to cause any kind of the pollution or not affecting to the environment and the public health. Now, the question arises, what are the benefits of using lecithin in formulation? And why lecithin should be the formulator's choice? Lecithin is a unique cosmetic ingredient because they are multifunctional. They perform multiple functions in a product. They can act as emulsifier, as humectant, and a delivery system, enhancing the permeation of actives into the deeper skin layer. We have one lysolecithin powder, which is Leciva SMFE, which is commonly used in micellar water for its multifunctional properties. It acts as a mild emulsifier or surfactant to remove oil, dirt, and makeup without disrupting the skin's natural balance. Also, it attracts and retains moisture in the skin due to its humectant properties. So, lysolecithin also has a skin conditioning properties, thus repairing and supporting the skin barrier. Now, from the formulation point of view, lecithins, they are compatible and synergistic with other raw materials in cosmetic formulation. Lecithin can be used in cold preparations, thus is beneficial in terms of preparations requiring very low energy. Cold preparations usually ensure that the active ingredients maintain their potency and deliver maximum benefits to the skin. And also it can be used for the neutral pH preparations, which is ideally recommended for the healthy skin and hair. And last but not the least, lecithins are label friendly alternatives to synthetic ingredients and are also known as clean label ingredients. Nowadays, many countries have adopted stricter regulations for the personal care products. So ingredients like lecithin definitely fits well into them. Now, from the safety point of view, they are absolutely safe as they are affirmed as generally regarded as safe by US FDA. They are assessed by the Cosmetic Ingredient Review Expert Panel. And also we take pride in saying that some of our ingredients are Cosmos certified. So lecithins are non-allergens and suitable for all skin types. This was all about the overview of the phospholipids. Now let's go into the depth of the lecithin and its properties. And what is so special about the lecithin and phospholipids and how it can be helpful in designing the desired formulations. In that, a very first property is amphiphilicity. As I told in the beginning about the structure of phospholipids, as you can see on the screen also, there is a phosphate group head which is hydrophilic head and the two fatty acid tails which are hydrophobic tails, which gives them this amphiphilic property. And because of this property, it can act as a natural surface active agent that will reduces the surface tension between the two liquids and thus helps in emulsification. Lecithin and phospholipids, they form stable homogeneous emulsion of all types. We have some products like which can be used as emulsifier like Lesiva Emix, Lesiva Emix Plus that can go into the cleansing products, and also we have Lesiva S which goes in highly fat loaded products. Now next is the second property is self-assembly. So as we have seen, the phospholipids have the amphiphilic character. So they, after mixing with the aqueous phase, forms various structures. The structures then formed, they are called liposomes. Liposomes are the spherical vesicles with lipid bilayer. Means both hydrophilic and hydrophobic drugs can be loaded at the same time. Hydrophilic drugs can be loaded inside the aqueous core, while hydrophobic drugs or lipophilic drugs can be loaded in between the fatty acid tails. Now, the bilayer membrane of such liposomes resembles the basic structure of cellular membrane, and because of this similarity, phospholipids are biocompatible and they have interaction with the skin, which helps in percutaneous absorption of actives. We have some grades like Lesiva diffuse, Lesiva diffuse plus, Lesiva lead, which can be used as liposome precursor. Now let's see how micelles form. So when only one fatty acid tail is esterified with the glycerol backbone of the phospholipid, then they will form micelles. And they are known to encapsulate the cutaneous soil particles, which can be wiped off mechanically. And why phospholipids are used in micellar water is basically due to their good emulsifying and humectant properties, in which they absorb moisture from air and helps retain skin moisture without disrupting the skin structure. And hence micelles can be used in micellar water formulation. We have Lesiva SMAP which can be used to form the micellar water. Now the third and the important property is skin repair. Skin is the largest sensory and the contact organ of human body. And as we know, the outermost layer of the skin is stratum corneum, which is a natural barrier and targeted skin for various cosmetic products, and which has a unique structure called as brick and mortar structure. So this stratum corneum is made up of again tightly packed water resistant dead cells called as corneocytes, which are embedded in a complex lipid material called intercellular lamellar lipid. So these intercellular lipids provide necessary moisture permeability to the stratum corneum, and it also prevents dehydration. Whereas corneocytes, which are covered by the cornified lipid envelope, provide hydrophobic surface to corneocytes, which is important for the water barrier function because they contain NMF, that is natural moisturizing factor, which is natural humectant and maintains the skin hydration. As in skin, there is continuous movement of water from the deeper layers towards the outer layer where water eventually evaporates. This process is called as transepidermal water loss. So this transepidermal water loss and skin hydration plays an important role in the barrier function of the skin. So if the skin is damaged by any either physical or chemical agent, the barrier function will be compromised. And ultimately, the transepidermal water loss will increase. Water is necessary to maintain the skin flexibility, but alone water here will not increase the moisture level. A protective lipid layer is necessary to prevent water from evaporating, and which can be provided by applying moisturizer. So moisturizer along with the phospholipids will penetrate deeper into the skin and will enhance the barrier function of the skin. And hence phospholipids are also called as a second skin. Phospholipids are excellent moisturizers as they are excellent with the skin interactions, and also they have hygroscopic properties, means they attract water and hold water where an increased level of hydration is necessary. And also they form a film to prevent a water loss or to lock the moisture inside the skin. And also we have Lessiva SMAP, which works as an outstanding humectant, and also we have Oluva and cholesterol that can be used in skin care. Now next, fourth property is lipolysis, which means removal of cellulite, and this is very commonly known term in the cosmetic industry, which is also known as a body sculpting. As we know, there are many non-surgical treatments for the cellulite reduction, and one of which involves for a dermatologist inserting needles with vitamins, enzymes, hormones into the middle layer of the skin to target adipose tissues to emulsify the localized fats, and which are then metabolically eliminated to rejuvenate or tighten your skin. And also it helps to remove the excess of fat. This procedure is known as mesotherapy. So here phospholipid plays a crucial role since they themselves acts as an emulsifier which emulsifies the fats, and when they are co-administered with other lipolytic agents, they will give the synergistic action. And similarly, in case of the topical preparation, which contain various actives, phospholipids will help to carry the actives which are absorbed through the skin to the adipose tissues. Phospholipids itself act as an active. They can be enter into the middle layer of your skin where lipolysis happens, which then stimulates the microcirculation, which further facilitates the lymphatic drainage and then the subsequent removal of fat. The products which we offer in this range are Lessiva Diffuse, Lessiva Leath, etc. Now, next, the fifth and the last property which we are going to see today is hair growth, regrowth and hair care. Hair growth is a complex process. We are already aware. It involves continuous cycles of the growth and regeneration, which is anagen phase, then transition phase, which is catagen phase, and resting phase, which is telogen phase. So for hair growth, the sample should stay into the anagen phase for a longer period of time, and for the regrowth, the hair should move faster from the telogen phase to the anagen phase. And this can be done by using phospholipid as a delivery system, delivering the actives deep down into the scalp, into the follicle. So here phospholipid plays different function for the hair care, such as they can be used as an antifreeze agent, and they can be used to provide like protein additives to your hair care. We have some grades like Lessiva Emix, then Lipoha E200, etc. for the hair care. An excellent example wherein phospholipids can be used as a delivery system is for the molecule minoxidil, which is a pyridine derivative and commonly used to treat the hair loss in men and women. Lipids can be used to transform the skin penetration using a liposomal encapsulation to increase its permeability, bioavailability and efficacy in many folds. This also reduces the dosage and the consequent toxicity. And additionally, minoxidil encapsulated in liposomes provides sustained release and increases the residence time. This was all about the overview and the technical aspects of the phospholipids. Now let's understand some crucial parameters which we should consider while using phospholipids during formulation making. But please note that errors on these parameters can lead to the failed projects. The very first parameter in this is source. Phospholipids are available from different sources. Broadly, they are classified as natural, semi-synthetic and synthetic sources. Natural sources can be plant origin like soybean and sunflower, and from animal sources such as eggs and milk. Synthetic lipids are the structured molecules, and as we have seen the structure, we can modulate the fatty acid chains. While natural lipids are the unsaturated lipids with multiple fatty acids and a wide range of phase transition temperature. While synthetic lipids, they have a sharp phase transition temperature. What is this phase transition temperature? It is the temperature at which phospholipids are converted from the gel phase to the liquid crystalline phase. Now the next critical parameter is purity of lipids. It is the factor of utmost importance because presence of free fatty acids can affect the stability of formulations, and also it may affect the membrane fluidity and can lead to the leaky liposomes. Presence of this free fatty acid is toxic and influences the barrier function of the skin lipid membrane. Secondly, the presence of trace impurities catalyzes the degradation reaction, leading to the formation of the unwanted byproducts which can compromise the quality of the lipid and the formulation over the time. The next critical parameter is water. Water used during the formulations must be ultra pure and deoxygenated, which is usually measured by low conductivity. This property will help in stability of lipids in the solution system. Now next critical parameter is about the solvent system. Here two properties of solvent are important. First one is polarity and second one is purity. Polarity is important because it is directly proportional to the dissolution time required for the lipids in the solvent system, and purity is important as it prevents the destabilization of ions in a solvent system. Usually commercial solvents used are not recommended. The next critical parameter is cholesterol. It's a critical parameter because cholesterol is mainly used to impart the stability and the structural integrity to the liposomes, and this parameter should be considered while we are formulating the liposomes, because here the cholesterol is mainly help to prevent the leaky liposomes during storage and also during the shelf life of the product. Ratio of the cholesterol to lipid can be 0.25:1, and it can be defined and optimized depending on the formulations. And here the thing to be noted is only the pharmacopoeia standard cholesterol must be used during formulation of liposomes. The last critical parameter is choice of equipment. This parameter can be crucial because it directly affects the dissolution parameters of the lipids, and dissolution is important when it comes to the liposome formation. So high shear homogenizers are usually preferred, and we will assist you selecting the right equipment models depending upon your formulations. Let us have a glance at formulations that VAV has developed. So first one is a micellar water. As I have already covered in previous slides that Lessiva SMAP is a good micelle inducing agent, and other than that it has like emulsifier, cleansing and humectant properties. And on top of that, Lessiva SMAP is our Cosmos approved ingredient.